win. And what did Jarvan buy? I don't really see what he bought. He bought something because now he has 6 items. He may have bought boots. I don't know. I really don't know. I know he had the Bloodthirster already. Maybe he bought the Brutalizer because, well, he did have the 2 Dorn's Blades. I'm assuming he had boots, and well, I really don't know. Well, maybe, well, the last one could be the Giant's Belt, I guess. But he did have 5 items, now he has 6, so he did buy something. Anyhow, we have 280 minions already on the Vayne, and Vayne is still farming heavily. And that is because, well, the more farm she gets, the better she is. Starting off with the Bloodthirster as well as the, I forgot the name of that, something Shiv. And yeah, we get a lot of damage, a lot of lifesteal and a lot of attack speed off of that. And well, all in all, that is going to be very significant. Because if she can stay alive in team fights, yeah, she's going to do exactly this, which is just do the, yeah, arrow after arrow after arrow. So she gets 2 kills already, and she is still pretty far alive. And the rest of the team also very nice amounts of life, yeah, life still, and the nice movement speed increase there from Lulu. Lulu keeping a cool head, using her ability on the Evelynn, who's stuck behind because she got slowed. And now, yeah, with 3 kills done, it may actually be time for Baron. And Rumble is still up with no ultimate though, and that is going to be, well, unfortunate. Thresh is not going to pick it up. He's going to see that what's happening, but he's not going to pick it up at all. Rumble also without an ultimate is not going to pick it up, and decides to just go clear the lane. So the Baron buff goes to Team MRN for now, and that means that they are pretty much equal in gold again. There's about 800 gold between them. No, 600, sorry. That right? Yeah, 600 gold between the 2 teams, and that is of course no longer significant. So even though the Complexity team totally had that early game, it just turned around here, and the MRN team just took over the aggression and won a few team fights, got the dragon, got the Baron, and just, well, made it work for them. They're playing really safely, which is great, because that means that you're really concerned about not losing, and yeah, they know how important it is to, well, not lose in that early game, but they still did. And yeah, well, they took it back in the mid game, and with them winning the mid game, I have to give the late game to MRN as well. So instead of this being an easy game for Complexity, they actually now make it, or it should now be a reasonably easy game for the MRN team. In the meantime, Thresh picking up the souls there, and I wonder how many he has by now, because, well, they have been farming quite heavily. 245 kills already on just the AD carry, and that means that well, he can have stacked up pretty nicely. Obviously not 245, but 47 now. But still, you get quite a few souls from the normal minions. Even the big minions always drop souls. The small minions have a percentage. I don't know the percentage, to be honest. So I'm sure that someone kind of figured it out by now. But yeah, the souls are reasonably valuable. They're not valuable enough to go through enemy fire for it, but well, they are still, well, useful even in the late game. And yeah, the blue team backing off. So yeah, we're going into this mid lane, sorry, and the mid lane is now being defended. So really not a whole lot going on yet. Caitlyn is going to pick up all of these minions, no problem. And Kha'Zix in the meantime taking out this tower because they completely left that right lane undefended. Caitlyn started farming that mid lane, didn't go back to follow her team, and they lost the tower because of that. Very nice switching of lanes. MRN attacked the right lane first, then said, well, this is unbreakable, let's go to the mid lane. They noticed that Caitlyn's stuck in the mid lane and they went back to the right lane and just got Kha'Zix to kill the tower. And well, of course, with one minion wave by this time, you lose a tower. And that's exactly the way it's supposed to be, because at this point, it's kind of time that the game is over anyway. I mean, this game is not supposed to last for an hour. It's supposed to last for about 30 minutes. I think Season 1 had 35 minutes as an average game time. I don't know about Season 2. I think it was a little bit shorter in Season 2. But more like 33 or something like that. So not significantly shorter, but a few minutes shorter on average. And I think Season 3 will be the season where it actually goes down even further. It might actually drop below 30 minutes because assassins are becoming more and more popular. And of course, with all of those new items that mostly focus on burst damage, it should be over pretty soon normally and on average. Obviously on average, but yeah, that means that the tournament games are still going to be long though, because in tournament games, even though, well, they have these assassins such as Kha'Zix available, Kha'Zix and Evelyn are the two assassins on the blue team. The red team really doesn't have those assassins, but yeah, with those assassins being available to them, they the red team knows that they need to stay back. They need to play safe because otherwise they're going to get one shot by the assassin. And, well, you lose the game then. And that would not be good. So it means that tournament games are still going to be long, but the normal pub games, so the normal games basically, are going to last for way less because, well, once an assassin gets fed, the team with the fed assassin is going to dominate, and well, that's what we will see. Anyhow, so far so good. They are stacking up a lot of health and magic resist and armor on the red team, knowing that these assassins are there, and it's going to be up to Caitlyn to do most of the damage. The rest is just there to, well, kind of make sure that nothing happens to the rest of the team. Rumble with his slows, I mean, he has a slow on his ultimate, he has a slow on his harpoons. He's going to have to provide the CC, basically, the protection for his assassins, or no, against the assassins, for his, well, squishies. And in this case that would be Caitlyn. Malphite with the great initiate, and they are going to land one kill. Jarvan completely out of position here. He is going to get owned as well, and we are going to get on this third guy. Yeah, bye-bye. Another triple kill there for Vayne. It seems that that was a really nice pick with these assassins, because even though she has much lower range than these other guys, she does way more damage than with those bolts, those silver bolts. She does way more damage than, well, the rest of the AD carries do. So she kind of becomes more bursty because of that. And yeah, well, if you can hit one basic attack, then do the tumble into the, oh, I forgot the last name, the name of the skill. Doesn't matter. The stun, basically. Well, you basically get to attack 3 times, plus you get the trigger from the silver bolts, all in like half a second, and that is exactly what makes her so bursty. And yeah, especially if you have your ultimate up, that is going to be very dangerous. But yeah, well, the Baron might actually go to the red team here now, because they lost 2. But it's Evelyn and Lulu once again that got caught. And with Evelyn and Lulu down, it's not really that much of a difference in the two teams. The gold is now in the MRN's favor. They are about 2k gold ahead. And well, Lulu is of course not a really big problem to deal with anyway. She has some nice skills, I'm not saying that, but she's really not that hard to deal with. You can pretty much kill her whenever you want. Or whenever she is available for some damage, you basically kill her. And Evelyn, well, she has been farming quite nicely, but only has 2 kills on her compared to the 7 kills on, for example, Vayne, which means that with the Baron buff, the red team still cannot really push, but they at least did get the Baron buff, so that means that the blue team cannot pick that up, because that would put them too far ahead, and once again we would have gotten the situation where it became virtually unwinnable for the other team. But these teams are keeping each other into well, balanced completely for the most part of the game at least. And well, we're going to have to see if this carries on to the late game, because we kind of passed the mid game now. We all have, well, at least 2 big items, and with at least 2 big items completed, well, we have to say that yeah, this is kind of getting to the point where it's over. The farming, that is. And that means that yeah, we're going to have to group up and try to win a team fight, and whoever wins the next team fight is going to have a huge advantage, because they are going to get an inhibitor out of that, and with the team fight after that they could actually win the game straight up. Since the Baron buff is on the complexity team, they do have the biggest, the best cards for this next team fight. So MRN is just trying to sit back at their towers, trying to wear off this Baron buff as much as possible, just make them waste time, because time is of the essence here for the complexity team. They kind of have to do something right now, and if they don't do something right now, they are going to be in a little bit of trouble. They are going to get a tower out of it, so that's at least good. And one more tower until the inhibitor. But I don't know how long there's still left on the Baron buff. A Baron buff still 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining, or thereabouts. So we still have, well, we still have that advantage for a little bit, and we're going to push bottom lane here. This should be an easy tower kill. Come on, right click it. Yeah, caitlyn is just going to right click it and kill it. There you go. The Thresh just tossing out his lantern, making sure that caitlyn could escape right after she got the tower. And we're going to get a dragon out of this. So very good use of the Baron buff. They needed to do something back, and they are actually now about 1k gold up. 1.5k. Yeah. Very nice. So it's still not going to matter too much if they lose the caitlyn in the beginning of a team fight. But at least they have some good gold now. And at this point, I would say the gold difference doesn't matter anymore. 60k gold, your average champion has 12k gold, most builds cost about 15k, and that means that on average people should have like 5 items completed. That includes boots, of course, and well, that's why everyone still has that one spot, well, except for the supports, of course. But everyone should have like 4 big items, or no, I guess 3 big items, boots, 1 small item, and then 1 slot still available. And that of course depends a little bit on who you are and what you're building, what those items are, and how big the items are, because obviously Infinity Edge is way better to have than I don't know, the Last Whisper. But the Last Whisper is still it's a cheap item, but it's still an important item. But Infinity Edge would be a much bigger item, of course. So yeah, for example, the Caitlyn has that Warmock's armor there, which is a very, well, expensive item, but it's also going to be super useful because, well, she is going to be less squishy and she's not going to be as susceptible to those ganks from Kha'Zix, for example, which was exactly what I was talking about. If you have an assassin on the enemy team, your AD carry, if they get sniped, you're going to be screwed. And, well, that's exactly what she's trying to prevent with that Warmock's armor. Her choice for, well, for her defensive item. Most of the AD carries leave one slot to a defensive item. In Vayne's case, that is the Raidoun's Omen. And in Caitlyn's case, that is the Warmock's armor. So yeah, both of those items kind of counteract the biggest things on the enemy team. So either the just plain health on the Warmock's armor, or just the armor boost for the entire team to combat, for example, the Caitlyn, who is doing a great job of, well, just farming and getting kills. Of course, she only has 5 kills because, well, they are building armor and they're keeping an eye out for her, but she could have had way more, well, seeing how much she's farmed and how high her damage is currently. She is going to build, I'm assuming, an Infinity Edge. Kind of completely lost my train of thought there. But she is going to purchase that Infinity Edge as the next item. She already has the BF sword for that available. And once she has that, she's going to crit for massive amounts. And of course she can stay alive in the team fight for a pretty long time, because, well, that's what the Bloodthirster is for. And yeah, by then it will be pretty hard to kill her, because, well, seeing that she is not going to die to the assassin, to one of the assassins, and she's going to lifesteal a whole lot, yeah, that's going to be hard to kill. Because they're really relying, so the blue team really relying on those assassins with 2 of them on their team, while the red team is more depending on sustained damage, so the damage from Caitlyn and Jarvan to, well, to basically deal the damage over a longer period of time and then hopefully get some things done with that. The blue team picks up the Baron here. It was a smite just from Evelyn, but it's not going to matter too much. It's going to be a 3-for-1. No, they're not going to pick up Evelyn. Oh wow, Evelyn actually got out. And red team is saying, well, screw this, it's a 2-for-1. We know Evelyn is almost dead, so we're just going for this tower. Because, well, we took out the Vayne, which was the main source of damage, and they are going to just, well, safely kill everything over here in this base. Inhibitor is going to go down because Evelyn is not going to stop them, and they actually might pick up this bottom turret as well. Yep, there we go. Malphite still there. He's still trying to pick up the minions, but the tower damage really doesn't matter too much on this team. Oh, it does, however, matter to Jarvan, who took quite a bit of damage from that tower and going to immediately die to the aggression that followed. And here we go. Wow, the ultimate from Malphite just came up. He used it immediately to to get another kill, and so it's a 2-for-0 now, picking up 2 more kills, and that means that the gold is equal again. So even though the blue team picked up the Baron, they lost that team fight and they lost quite a few kills, but yeah, they counteracted that with this aggression and, well, lost a tower and an inhibitor, but still have a good chance of coming back from this. Malphite in the meantime just going to farm it up and going to push that top lane. Top lane is going to push on its own, of course. Bottom lane is also going to push on its own because of the inhibitor that's down. So they are going to have to send someone to that bottom lane, otherwise they're going to lose the tower there as well for free. And it seems that they're all going to go bottom lane now, trying to pick off the minion wave that's coming in. Oh, Dragon is up. So Dragon is, well, a free bonus. They don't really need the gold at this point anymore. Well, they do get ahead in gold, but really the only gold that matters now is on the AD carry. Vayne actually has the Infinity Edge, and she's kind of out of spaces to put things. She has 450 minions, or nearing 450 minions, and yeah, 7 kills, and that means that her carry potential is stopped, or is halted right now. I mean, she cannot get any more damage, she cannot get any more well, items in general, so no more well, items to stay alive in the team fights, no more items to do more damage. The only thing she can still do is either change her boots into, for example, Phantom Dancers, which also give movement speed, or upgrade her boots and go with that. But otherwise, yeah, there's really not a whole lot you can do because there are so limited choices available. She can still sell her defensive item, of course, and go for an offensive item there, but I'm not actually sure if that would be a wise choice, because she is going to be the #1 target. And even though she may not really be able to stay alive with it, or, well, do enough with it to carry her team, if she sells it, she's going to be even more vulnerable to everything. And the Infinity Edge now also on Caitlyn, so both of the AD carries with a similar build. Both of them have that one attack speed item, just different ones. Both of them have Last Whisper, both of them have the Bloodthirster and the Infinity Edge. Both of them have the same boots, and both of them have that one defensive item. I think I already mentioned that. But yeah, different choices for that, obviously, because they are up against different teams. And yeah, we'll have to see how that works out for them. Kha'Zix's leaving the 1 minion behind, because that is what the pros do. By this time it really doesn't matter, of course. It really doesn't matter anymore. What does matter is if you steal a red buff. Blue buff not so much. But red buff really, yeah, still important in the late game because it does true damage. And in the late game that can still provide you with quite a significant advantage. Because it does true damage and it slows. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal. Baron is going to come up in about 3 minutes, I think. And we'll have to see how that works out. Oh no, hang on. They took it out at... I forgot. No, it's going to be longer than that. Anyway, the bottom turret goes down. The turret is not so much a problem. It's the inhibitor that they need to protect. Because with 2 waves of minion, well, 2 lanes with super minions, that is going to be, well, hard to defend. But yeah, as long as the turret is, well, still up, you have that backdooring protection, I guess. But it's not really going to matter. Nobody's going to backdoor this unless they want to get killed. Because the inhibitor, although it's vulnerable now, it's not that valuable to actually leave your team behind and go backdoor that. Plus, the team doesn't really have a backdoor champion. You need someone who has a great escape, who is able to escape after someone recalls to deal with them or comes up to deal with them. Someone like Shen, for example, who has his ultimate to escape from that, or Shaco, who has the invisibility to go with that, or Master Yi, who has his ultimate to run away if he gets into trouble. Also, he can just kill people. But, well, it's generally not how you solve problems with Master Yi. Generally, you just run away. But yeah, Master Yi is really not a standard choice anymore for tournament play. There's so many better options that he is used every now and then for well, mid lane kind of action. And yeah, Vayne buying an Oracle's Elixir because she completely runs out of things to buy. And that means that, well, she's going to be in a little bit of trouble carrying this team because, well, the lack of carry potential from now on is going to cost her team quite a bit because she cannot do the amount of damage the gold that she acquired or accumulated, I should say, should provide. I mean, she should be able to provide way more. Nice stun there, and yeah, that actually worked out pretty nicely. So that was a 3-4-2. Kha'Zix is dead, while both of the assassins are dead. Very good focus from the red team, but yeah, we still have Vayne up, and Vayne is just going to annihilate this inhibitor if she gets the chance, but she's not going to get the chance for now. Oh, there comes the teleport. The Malphite is now in the front, and they're not going to be able to do anything about that. Malphite is way too tanky. And yeah, if they go for someone else, Malphite will slow them, and they will be in a completely vulnerable situation, which is also why Malphite is so good in these kind of team compositions, because he has that slow, but he doesn't need to use it straight away. So he can wait with it because he's not going to die anytime soon. No vision. Now there is vision. There's, however, an Evelyn here. There is no ward, but well, the flag toss or whatever it's called, Damascene standard, I think it's called. But that is going to provide them with the vision they need, but they're not going to be able to pick it up because, well, there's just too much damage. However, they got some nice damage here, and Vayne actually goes down. But the two assassins come back in. They are going to be able to do something. Sorry, Evelyn gets a kill, actually a double kill. And here comes the cleanup crew. It is going to be a 5-for-1. 5-for-1. And this is the power of the assassins coming in at full health there. That was an excellent team fight. It almost worked out for the red team. They did very well in that team fight, but yep, it didn't work out for them. They have to watch out that the minions are actually tanking the turret shots, but once they do, it is over. This was a very nice last team fight, and yeah, definitely a good game. Wow, I'm totally impressed by the amount of, well, team fights that could have gone the other way, or well, could have, well, kind of decided the game right there. But very nicely done. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.